Happy Veterans Day. Come on in. Are these stimulus checks real? Everybody is asking me. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Who will qualify? We're going to go over the detail and much, much more in this video. They call them stimulus. I call them terrorist rebate checks. I'm going to go over my thoughts. And just because, Happy Veterans Day, we support Trump. I love Trump, but we can disagree. I'm going to tell you where I'm concerned with this $2,000 rebate. I know a lot of you is going to be hating me tonight, including my wife. But anyhow, we're going to go over some of it. I mean, it'd be nice. And it's looking more and more like we will. But I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons about the rebate checks. And also the Clintons could be in trouble. The FBI, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel is saying they something with the Clinton donations. We're talking about that. But the most important is we're going to talk about the terrorist rebate. We're going to listen to Donald Trump. Shout out to Joe and Whiskey Tango. Thank you for the membership. We're going to go over the 2,000 from my sources, from people that I'm close to, and we're going to go over the pros and cons of what the hell's going on. Is the $2,000 stimulus real? And we're going to talk about it. And thank you last night, guys. Appreciate it. Crystal, hello. Late Night Live broke another record, over 120,000 subscribers. Guys, I'm going to be working in here late. I'm sorry, but my job is I got to work, and my hours are really much, much later now. And that's what it is. So our live is going to be probably a little later than normal. I'm doing the best I can to bring you guys up to date. But make sure you have all notifications if you guys are up late. Tonight is back to our normal time. Last night was much late. But thank you so much. But we did pick up a lot of new subscribers and new memberships. Thank you all for being here. All right, we're going to go over what's going on. But I'll wait a few more minutes. And then we're going to listen to Donald Trump. But I want you to listen to the language. Because remember the Doge checks? The language was different. He never used the words promise. I promise you the Eagles will win. Just kidding. So the words that he says are different. So I'm pretty confident, don't spend it, don't borrow the money yet, that this $2,000 stimulus will be received before Christmas, Thanksgiving, or either. Come on in. Who's qualified? Who's going to get it? So we're going to talk about that in today's live. Thank you for being here. And once again, thank you for all your support on the last couple lives. Amazing amount of new subscribers. I appreciate it. Yeah, once again, guys, and I'm telling all my friends, just because we're MAGA, it doesn't mean you can, disagree with Trump. What's wrong with that? Right? Just because you like me or just because you like your plumber, it doesn't mean you can't disagree. I'm going to tell you why I disagree with this. All right? I have some concern. Okay. Let me just go over some numbers. Then we're going to go over expecting dates. So far, the tariffs, they got $326 billion. That's good. We're winning on that. Good news. But we are short $100 billion. So, and by the way, it has to go through it will end up going through the Congress. So they were still short. I looked at these numbers. I'm not calling Trump out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what he's seeing. Maybe he's confident we'll have it before Christmas. So Congress would have to approve this. Okay? Congress would have to approve it. Majority, they probably will. And I know it's for the American people, and Trump likes to give out money. Remember, stimulus checks after stimulus, pandemic, PUA, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I quote. Okay, I'm sorry, I was incorrect. Yeah, no, we're $100 billion short. We have collected $220 billion. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me slow down. We have collected $220 billion from the other countries that we've been getting ripped off. Stay with me. We're still short $100 billion. When they get the $100 billion, the math works out that every not every, but most Americans will receive this $2,000 stimulus rebate check. Does that make sense? But it still has to go through Congress. Hello, everybody. I'm Sal Capano. If you're first time here, like and subscribe. Shout out to Lemon J and Crystal Richmond and the moderators. I don't know if I seen Janine in here. Thank you so much. Lemon J, thank you so much for last night's support. I know it's kind of crazy. I didn't expect to go live. I know a lot of people want me to give a heads up. It's impossible. My job as a fitness trainer and meetings change rapidly. Sometimes I'm done at 6. Sometimes I'm done at 4. Sometimes I'm done at 9. I don't know. So I don't want to promise something, but I am here now. Again, we're probably going to be a little later in the next couple of weeks as my routine and meetings and training is going much later. But I am doing the best I can to report facts. And I don't like to get everybody's hopes up. And I'm still not getting your hopes up, but it is more productive. It's sounding better today than yesterday. I don't want anybody to go out and get a $2,000 loan, but we are looking very good. But I just went over some of the numbers and we'll go over it again. He uses the words, Trump says, he confirms. What did I just say? Trump, here's the difference between the Doge. Remember the Doge overpayment? He now says he confirms that he's promising to most Americans they'll receive a dividend check from Doge recovery. Now, I don't know most people. I'm assuming it'll be, guys, I'm assuming it'll be like the $150,000 per couple. If you make more than that, I don't know. But most. He confirms a promise. I promise. He uses the words promise over and over in a sentence that he's going to do this. All right, so we'll listen into Trump here.
We want lower income people of about $2,000, and we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We're going to be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing. So we're doing a lot of good work, and the numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs.
All right, hold on. I love Trump. Happy Veterans Day to all the men and women who served. Trump is the best, but I didn't see the numbers that I'm seeing. And I looked and looked. I called my CPA. I've called smart people. I'm going to say this again. But maybe Trump has information that's not released yet, but I'm telling you. Congress would have to approve this, first of all. They have collected $220 billion, 100%. We can argue about it, but it's there. They need $326 billion to pay down some of the deficit, and then whatever remaining to give majority of the taxpayers a $2,000 rebate, stimulus check, whatever the hell you want to call it. So right now, I can't see it happening based on these numbers unless Trump has something that he's not showing to us. It's going to end up in Supreme Court. This will end up in the Supreme Court, and that's where it's going to end up, and it'll probably pass, and we'll probably get this $2,000. I don't want to get everybody's hopes up. I'm just telling you it's looking promises because he's saying the word promise. All right, let me just say this. Again, use the words confirms. Trump says I quote, we are the richest country right now. We got our country back, okay? We've made $37 trillion with a T, and we'll pay down our national debt. And the dividend of the remaining will go out to most Americans, a $2,000 dividend check. Now, the difference between this and Doge, in Doge, he never used the words promise. I know a lot of you's going to go and back and forth. He never said promise. We will see. He used the words, we will see, which means probably not. Now, he's saying, I'm making a promise. Now, to use that word, and it doesn't happen, well, I'll be the first to call him out. A lot of yous on here will call him out. We won't hate him. He'll still be our president. He's still one of the best, but I will call him out. Because if somebody is promising, right? If somebody uses the word, I am promising many Americans, most, and doesn't come through, well, then we have a problem. Even if he comes out and says, oh, I'm sorry, we're not quite there yet. We'll be another 6 months. So I don't think that's Trump. Do you? Yes or no? I don't think that's Trump. He has too much to risk for the Republican Party, and they're doing so good right now. After Chuck Schumer, he's going to be fired real soon. I don't think Trump would use the words promises. I think it's a risk. It can end up going back, making the Democrats somehow or another look good. So for me, I'm very confident. The question I have, hey, Sal, A, are we going to receive it? I just went over that. B, will I receive it if I'm making such and such? We don't know. C, is it just propaganda? I say no. I say it is the real deal. But here's some of the things I'm worried about. Well, what are you worried about, Sal? Don't worry about anything. $2,000, $2,000. Ladies and gentlemen, what would you do with the $2,000? If you got $2,000 in the mail before Christmas, what would you do with it? Pay towards your mortgage? Pay a car off? Give half to your spouse? What would you do with it? I'm going to go over some things here. Where's my notes? Hold on one second, guys. Had to write this down. See, here's the problem. When you give out money, because we got inflation down to about 3%. Some would say it's a little higher. Let's just say for conversation purpose, it's 5% inflation, right? Depending on where you hear, some say it's 3, 5. We know it's pretty low. Lower in a long time. If this happens, and I think it will, ladies and gentlemen, inflation will rise if he gives out the $2,000 to most Americans, right? And you pay off the deficit, inflation goes up, and now you're back to square one. So all that money you make off, this is the easy way I can explain it. If you know, all the money you get from the tariffs, and we're probably going to continue to get money from the tariffs, you're almost right back to square one. So that's a dilemma. It will increase inflation 100%, okay? Because it is a form of a stimulant, right? Even though it's collected from the tariffs. Now, some people would say, well, just use that money and put more down to the national debt. You know, but then again, Americans are struggling. And Chuck Schumer and the Democrat proven to make more people homeless. That shutdown for 41 days was useless. It didn't work. It was all because of the Obama reform through COVID, that it expired. And look what happened. 41 days, TSA had to find another job. People lost their SNAP benefits. Some states gave it out. A lot of people haven't recovered. Now, I said this last night. Bernie Sanders says 50,000 people will be unalive in the next 2 years. There's no proof of that because he says people will be losing Obamacare. That's a lie. That's propaganda. It's false. First of all, I said this last night, Lemon J, he doesn't have a crystal ball. How does he know 50,000 people will be unalive and deceased because they're losing Obamacare? First of all, Obamacare sucks. I had it. I talked about this many times. It's on a rise. The Democrat Party continues to lose. It makes Chuck Schumer look bad, and the Democrats and The View are calling out Chuck Schumer to resign. Okay? He's an awful, evil person like Nancy Pelosi. Okay? So it did not work out too good for him. All for 41 days, all wasted. Where people could have went to work, people stressed, people probably, a lot of people got ill over this because they didn't know how they're going to get the flight back and forth, food stamps and SNAP benefits, whatever you want to call them. Total mess. Chuck Schumer, 50 years, has done zero to help the American people. Trump, under a year, has helped so much. But once again, he's using the words promise, and if he doesn't come through with the promise of the $2,000 stimulus rebate check, I will be the first to call him out. He'll still be my president. I still back him up. But it'll lose some of the support. So I don't think Trump would risk that. He wants to win the House. Why? Continue doing what he wants to do. Continue to end the Russia-Ukraine war. So I think it's looking good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying it's not going to happen like in the next week or the next month. Could it happen before Christmas? Maybe. But they need to make up $100 billion. 100% a fact, guys. You can look it up if you want. We need to make $100 billion. And then when we do, pay down the national deficit. Then it has to go to Congress. It'll end up in Supreme Court. They'll say yes, yes, yes. Trump signs off on it. Trump signs off, and then we get the direct deposit or mailed for a $2,000. And it's good. I mean, I wouldn't lie. I can use it, but I'm just telling you the pros and cons. JF88, thank you so much. Happy Veterans Day and happy birthday, my friend. God bless you. Happy Veterans Day and happy birthday. Enjoy it. Happy birthday to anybody else who's on here, and happy Veterans Day. I got this special hat on today for the veterans. Make the veterans, they deserve it, or we wouldn't even be here today live. We wouldn't be able to, do the things we like in life. So Veterans Day should be about the veterans, and it's okay to walk away from MAGA for a night. I mean, we're talking about stimulus, but it's okay. Veterans, Trump will come and go. Trump will come and go as one of the best, right? Are you with me? But veterans will never go. Much and more important. And I'm a Trump diehard. 3 times I voted for him. I'm just throwing that out there. So God bless our veterans and happy birthday, JFF88. So there's some pros and cons with this. The inflation will definitely go up. But everybody wants me to talk about it, so I am talking about it. All right, I'm going to read some comments here. Thank you all for being here on this Tuesday night. I got to fix the tripod here, make it a little bit more. I don't know if that's better or worse. Is it better? Is it worse? All right, there we go. But you know what, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, at least Trump is trying to send out and help out struggling Americans. It's more than Biden did. What did Biden do? He tried to do and Joe Manchin blocked it. He tried to give $10,000 college tuition. Whiskey Tango, thank you. That not all people were going to get it. Thank God Joe Manchin blocked that. The big beautiful bill, not big beautiful bill, the whatever hell it was, from the Democrats, I forget. But anyhow, no money went to help out the Americans. And you remember back on the stimulus, Kamala, you're fired. Remember she said, whoa, when we are the president and Biden won, we will be giving out 4,000, 6,000. Remember those numbers? Lie, lie, lie. Trump had a fight with Nancy Pelosi to receive the $2,000, $2,500 stimulus, whatever it was, and PUA and SBA loans. Nancy Pelosi says, nope, no. So the Democrats don't want to help American people. They just proved it now with 41-day shutdown for absolutely nothing to gain. They didn't sit there and say, okay, Trump, we don't like you. We don't like you. We agree Obamacare might have to go. How about we come up with something that is better than Obamacare? No, they didn't do it, did they? They didn't do shit. Think about that, guys, real quick if you're a Democrat. What did they do? 41 days. Did Chuck Schumer once say, you know what, we don't like what Trump is doing? That's fine. We are going to work on something, present it to the president and Congress, and hope that they'll pass it? No. They made people lose money. Air traffic control had to find other jobs, take loans out, and they're going to get paid. And by the way, this shutdown in January, we're right back to this kitchen table again. We could have another shutdown in January. So this just bought some time through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. But once January, I believe it's January 16th, don't quote me, it's all back again and a possible another shutdown. Because either side, and if you're coming into my channel, oh, here we go, MAGA. No, it's not MAGA. It's a president who's doing the best ever. It's about us. But both sides, I said this last night, for those who are new, like and subscribe. If you feel comfortable, let us know what city, state you're coming in. Both sides need to come up with a better health care, a reasonable health care for the average income. We shouldn't just have 1, 2, 3 choices. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choices, like car insurance, Ardell. We should be able to shop and have Medicaid for lower income and disabled and vets and people who are going through hard times, but encourage the people who can work 20 hours a work week. That's what's in the big beautiful bill. I never said one time. I read it again last night. I couldn't sleep. It never said we're taking away Medicaid. It doesn't want Obamacare on the table. It sucks. It's no good. I used it. It's horrible. No good. Never was. But I tried it because it was low. And once something happens, it's worse. So my point being, they need to work both sides. And Chuck Schumer didn't do one damn thing. AOC, Old Man Bernie, Nancy Pelosi, Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg. And the list continues. They all said nothing. We'll just sit back. They were hoping that Donald Trump would give in. And guess what? No. Trump won again. And he's winning again because I really feel confident now today than I did yesterday. I had to do some research that this $2,000 is probably going to happen. But it's not officially done. Nothing's done until he signs the check or we see it in our bank account. But it is looking promising because he says the words, I promise, different language than Doge. So for those who want to debate with me, oh, Mr. YouTuber, what happened to Doge? He never said he promised. He said we will look into it. He never said promise. So this is different language. In my opinion, it's looking more and more that we're going to get it. Let's listen to Donald Trump one more time. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it.
And so if that were ever reversed, it would be a disaster. Frankly, it would be a national security problem.
Hold on 1 second. Let's get this back from the beginning.
One of the things we're going to do, we're going to issue a dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000. And we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We're going to be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing. So we're doing a lot of good work. And the numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs. And so if that were ever reversed, it would be a disaster. Frankly, it would be a national security problem for our country. One of the things we're going to do, we're going to issue a dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000. And we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt.
All right. So middle class people, I would assume, I'm only guessing, and assume, the question is who will receive it. I would assume they would treat it like we had a pandemic, where I believe it was if you made $150,000 per couple or $100,000 single, I think it was something like that. I'm sure the same criteria will be the same. So, pretty much more than half of the nation will receive this dividend. But to me, he sounds very confident. We're hearing more and more about it. And again, though, I am concerned about inflation because we got a record low 3% inflation. Some would say it's 5%. So between 3 and 5% inflation, if that goes out, and I know a lot of you say we don't care, but it would increase inflation. I'm just saying, guys, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I am a little concerned about more inflation because we got to get inflation down to 0%. We must get it down. We get inflation down to 0%, it'd be amazing. So it's just some concerning. But, Trump is playing chess. I'm not the president. I'm not sitting down with him having a hamburger or coffee. So I don't know. Maybe he knows that the $100 billion will be come in that we're short. And maybe he's confident that it will not add to inflation. But as I see it, according to these numbers, and I'm not calling out President Trump. I voted for him 3 times. Not 1 or 2 or 3. I'm a Trump supporter, mega flag behind me. I'm just saying, I don't know how, if they're short, and my sources are telling me he's short, they are short. At this point, there's not enough to give out $2,000. But maybe they're going to calculate more. Maybe they're still trying to get more tariffs. So we'll see how this all ends up. But the number is 2,000. They keep saying the word 2,000. He continues to say promise. Different languages go around. And he used the word promise during the COVID years. You remember? He said, I promise we will implement PUA, which was self-employment unemployment. Do you guys remember? He said the words, I promise. And he came through. I promise we'll give 600 federal. Well, most people were making more money than they were working. He promised majority of people will get SBA loans, right? I got mine, my wife didn't. But he promised, right? He promised that we'd work on getting a nation open up. He did. So when he uses the word promise, he's very confident that he has the money from the tariffs. And by the way, these were countries, they've been ripping us off for 40, 50 years. So for those who disagree on tariffs, they are working. But you know what? Trump will give out the $2,000 and people will still complain. You'll take that $2,000 in your bank. You'll spend it the way you should. Hopefully you spend it wisely. That's none of my business. But people will still complain. Oh, it was $2,000. Why wasn't it $4,000? Where's the Doge? He can cure any disease right now. And people say, well, why did he cure that disease? But $2,000 is $2,000, and a lot of struggling Americans can use it. Who can use the $2,000 before Christmas on here? Who can use it? Who can use it? And what would you do with it? Who can use it? 2,000 is 2,000, not 200. 2,000. Not bad. Not bad. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that. He can use it all to pay down the deficit, right? Most presidents would say, no. We'll give nothing, or we'll give 200. Barack Obama gave $25 unemployment. He never implemented PUA. What a piece of shit that president was. Barack Obama is the second worst president we ever had. It wasn't, may he rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. It was the Biden, Barack Obama, and then Jimmy Carter. Barack Obama started and planted the seed. I was going to say something else, but YouTube has their criteria, but he planted the seed for socialism. Okay? Now, some will say, well, Trump's socialism, giving out 2,000. No, he's not. No, this is money that's ours. So this is not socialism. This is our money. We've been ripped off. If anybody here is 50 years old, no. If anybody here is 40 on up, that's your money. And if you're 30, you deserve it too. This is money that we've been getting ripped off for many, many years, and he's returning it to a $2,000. All likelihood is going to pass the Congress and Supreme Court. What other president would do that? Not many. Ladies and gentlemen, in 30 years from now, our grandkids, great-grandkids, I don't know if I'll be alive. We'll sit back and say, watch Netflix. I don't think you'll have Netflix, but whatever. TV after dark app, I don't know. And see President Donald Trump and how he was an incredible, one-of-a-kind, blue-collar, fighting and ending 8-9 wars and spending money that was deserves for us, closing the border, and much, much more to come. Now, if we don't receive that money, I will be the first to call out our president. Just because I'm MAGA, just because I am a Trump supporter, I have all the right to call him out. We'll see. But it is looking very good. Now, with that said, I'll read some comments. Popeye's not doing well, Maribel. The bird. She's got me watching birds. The bird's caught in the Christmas tree. Bird's okay, I think. The bird. Got me babysitting birds and dogs. Trying to eat and work. Well, we can use that $2,000. He's doing good, Maribel. He's sleeping. All right. Hey, once again, shout out to the moderators on here tonight. Lemon J, Crystal, Janine. I appreciate all new subscribers once again. We had a one of our third, fourth best lives late night last night. Once again, for those who are watching me, the next couple days or weeks, I'm going to be coming in late because my shift has changed. So I will be doing these lives a little earlier on the weekends, but a little later during the weekdays. Now, if you're just coming in, I will go over it one more time in a few minutes. I just want to read some comments, and we'll go over this whole $2,000 once again. And I'm just going to get another video of Trump explaining this. Hold on one second. Okay. You guys could...
Coming from an apartment, it's nice to know that our windows and our appliances are more energy efficient. Our thermostat...
Let me see what I got. Oh, here we go.
U.S. President Donald Trump is warning of an economic and national security disaster if the Supreme Court overturns its use of emergency powers to impose sweeping tariffs on nearly every country. Speaking Monday, Trump claimed the tariffs have generated trillions in tariff and investment income.
The numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs.
Trump had previously floated the idea of using tariff revenues to pay for what he calls a dividend to lower earning Americans and repeated his plans on Monday.
We're going to issue a dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000, and we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt.
During last week's oral arguments on the tariff phase, Supreme Court justices cast doubt on Trump's authority to impose tariffs under the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act.
I hear you,
which
John,
contains
1906.
No references to tariffs. Justice Amy Coney Barrett suggested it could be a mess for the courts to administer refunds to U.S. importers who have paid tariffs that were declared illegal. Trump took issue with media reports about the amount of duties collected that the government might have to repay if the Supreme Court agrees with a lower court that Trump's sweeping tariffs were illegal.
So they're not giving the right numbers. It would be an economic disaster. It would be a national security disaster if we lost the case in the Supreme Court.
It remains unclear exactly when the highest court will rule and whether companies will be entitled to refunds of more than $100 billion in IEEPA tariffs paid so far if Trump loses. The tariff debate comes as Trump's poll numbers have slipped in recent months, with growing public frustration over inflation and economic uncertainty, driving voters toward Democrats in recent elections. Yet Trump hailed what he called a decline in inflation since he...
Okay, the question I have in the chat, thank you for being here, guys. I am Sal. If it's your first time here, like and subscribe. We're live almost every night. I do take a break time to time. I have a question, and I want to hear from the Trump supporters and Democrats, all of you, and be honest. Will this spike inflation? It's a yes or no question. Do you think this will spike inflation to 8%? Yes or no? Do you think, the question is if, and I think it's going to happen, we get yes, the $2,000 stimulus terrorist rebate check, will it spike inflation? And see, there's a lot of yeses, a few nos. And I agree with the yes, it will. And then the question would be, is it worth the $2,000? Yes, I need it. Stop it. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just throwing it out there. It will spike inflation, which can cause a problem with interest rates and money being exchanged. And we need first-time buyers to buy homes. User says no. It will spike inflation. The question I have, though, will Trump have something else up his sleeve to get the money back for these other countries and put it back into the pot? So, he is playing chess, but it will spike inflation, in my opinion. But there's a few of you who don't think so. So I'm not debating. I'm just saying I see it and it will spike inflation because it is money being spent after the national debt is paid down. So it's an interesting topic because there's people out there who really want the money, who need it. Maybe they're behind on their mortgage, their rent. Maybe they need to fix. Maybe you guys need to fix a car problem. Been putting it off. Maybe you need a new AC. Maybe you want to take a vacation you haven't taken. Maybe you just want to put the money away. Maybe you want to invest it in the stock market. Maybe you want to hedge with Bitcoin. I don't know. But I'm just throwing it out there. It will 100% spike inflation. But, Trump might be confident that plan B after that will help prevent inflation. It's going to spike, is what I'm trying to say. It'll spike up, I'm guessing 8%, which is high. And we need inflation down to 0. So if it spikes it up to 8, he would need to make it work and get more billions of dollars from tariffs to bring it down to about where it is at 3%, 5%. So, I'm just throwing it all at everybody. But I am giving you guys the truth. I've looked into this multiple times, and yesterday I didn't really think it was going to happen, but I've spoken to some representatives here locally in Nevada. I've done some research, and I listened to the words. When he uses the words promise, he didn't say we might. With Doge, for those who are coming in, he would say it might happen. Remember? So now he's promising. So words promising means to me, if somebody promises me, hey, Sal, I promise you, I'm going to buy you lunch. Well, that sounds pretty good that somebody's promising me. Remember, promising majority of Americans, that sounds pretty good. Now, the question is who will receive it? Who's eligible? I don't know. I don't think it's out there right now. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate you helping out tonight. So, and again, category most Americans. He uses the words over and over. Most Americans, middle class to lower incomes. Well, middle class to lower income would say middle class, usually the threshold is around 80,000, 75,000. I would assume if you're making more than that, a single person, you might not be eligible, but you might be eligible something. We don't know. It's not all cut and dry, but I believe in the next couple days or week, right before Thanksgiving, we'll probably know who's eligible. And we'll hear a response. But he says it's enough to help out most Americans. So we'll see. I'm optimistic. I wouldn't be talking about it so much for 37 minutes if I felt that we're not. So I'm feeling very confident. But again, it still has to pass Congress. You'll have a few hiccups. It won't be that easy. And then once it passes Congress, it will go to the Supreme Court. And then on President, wow, I was going to say President Biden. Holy shit. It'll go on President Trump's desk, and he'll sign off on it with a smile. And for those who get direct deposit, like the stimulus, will get it. For those who get mail-in checks, it'd be nice to get it for Christmas. Yes or no? Would it be nice to get this $2,000 rebate stimulus check before Christmas, like December 18th? Enough for Christmas shopping? Like 16th of December? Would that be nice? You go out and buy people something? Or maybe you buy yourself something. I don't know. I know a lot of struggling people can use it. And once again, thank you for being here on this Tuesday night. I appreciate all new subscribers. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe, only if you enjoy the content. Huntley, thank you. Happy Veterans Day for all the veterans that are on here, all the men and women who fought for this beautiful country. It's still Veterans Day here in Las Vegas. That shut down, Paul, that was a wasteful shutdown. Nothing got accomplished. Nothing got accomplished on either side, particularly the Democrats. It was a waste. It just shows you that the Democrats don't care about they don't care about Americans. Okay? And they don't care about illegals. And for those who are looking at me crazy, what do you mean they care about illegals? No, they don't. They're using the illegals. Okay? They don't care about illegals. This was all because of the pandemic, Obamacare, that the dividends and the premiums ran out. And they were trying to get them back. And Obamacare doesn't work. It's not because Trump doesn't like Barack Obama. It doesn't work. And I'm proving that it doesn't work. Thank you for subscribing. So that was the shutdown. And many people have lost SNAP benefits. Some states gave in. We help out the homeless on here. Once again, guys, please check out the shorts. We help out the homeless here today on Veterans Day. We helped out many more homeless out struggling on the streets. A lot of great people, not just me and you guys, but a lot of other YouTube channels and churches and everybody helping out struggling Americans. And they were also doing that when people are losing their SNAP benefits. But once again, if you are on SNAP benefits and you know you can work, don't depend on the government. I know you're struggling. It should be temporary. Some are disabled. Some need it for a long time. Some are, maybe you have 5 kids and you're not getting child support. So there's a lot of people need it, but you should never depend on the government. Okay. So, this was a wake-up call for a lot of people, but thank God that SNAP benefits are back and they'll be receiving it. And the shutdown, it did end. But in January, we're going right back to square one, and it's going to be another shutdown probably because they're going to bring up Obamacare again, insurance. So it's going to be right back to square one. They're not going to give up. But I believe Chuck Schumer will be fired by next week because when you have The View and CNN and other Democrats that are calling him out, then he'll be fired. After 50 years, he should have been fired 49 years ago, 49 and a half years ago. He should have been fired a long time ago. So I think he's done. I think he's finished, finito in Italian. He ruined it, shutting down for 41 days and did absolutely nothing to help Americans out. He didn't even oppose anything better. Instead of working with Trump and saying, you know what, Trump, I don't like you, I quote, but I'm going to come up with something to replace Obamacare. He had 41 days to write it up. If he didn't want to write it up, they had Democrats to help and Republicans. And what happened? They didn't write shit up. They didn't care. They didn't care about people losing their SNAP benefits. They didn't care about TSA, air traffic control, missing not 1 week, not 2 weeks, but 4 weeks of pay. They're going to get back. They had to go borrow money. Try to feed your family after a month not getting paid. Oh, they make a lot of money. They deserve a lot of money, and they're living higher because most of us, 99.9% of us, are making $100,000, are going to be living around that. So I don't want to hear anybody call out. It's not their fault. What a mess. Stress that it put on people traveling. It was a shutdown for nothing, and Chuck Schumer should be fired. Cory Booker, fired. Nancy Pelosi, fired. Just a few of them. That was awful. And from somebody like Mandani, the new mayor, to say, continue to shut down, what a piece of shit he is. Not even illegal. Not even illegal. And wants people to work for free and build homes for free. Hey, I'll work for free for 2 or 3 months and build a couple homes. Yeah, don't pay me nothing. I'm fine. Right? Oh, I'll drive a bus for free. Yeah, just give me a cup of coffee. Yeah. I'll give health care free. Everybody. Okay. Who's going to pay for it? After a while, the taxpayers are going to go bankrupt because they can't pay for it anymore. It doesn't make sense. It never will work out. Medicaid is for emergencies. Medicaid is for disabled, elderly, and people that are going through some rough times. SNAP benefits, same thing. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Thank you. I predict this mayor will not make it through 2 years. There's no way in hell. People in New York and small business people are not going to put up with it. The mob is not going to put up with it. That's right. The real mob. People, low incomes aren't going to want it because he's not going to hold true with his promises. It's just all propaganda. And 80% of young, beautiful women voted for it. And that's what you have. It's never work, my friend. Never work. It never will work. Just like Obamacare. It don't work. Medicaid, taxpaying, is there for emergencies. Works. But not for everybody. And not for illegal, particularly illegals. So, don't get me on that subject. Yeah, New York is not going to put up with this mayor. doing this. They'll run them out. What's going to do is people who own a pizza place, a coffee shop, a Jewish deli, they're paying for all the free stuff. That's how he wants them to pay. Well, they're not going to be able to get by after 6 months. They're going to sell their business and go to Florida or North Carolina or here in Vegas. They're going to go to a conservative governor or a better state. They're not going to. Why would you want to stay and pay for that? Nothing ever should be free. You should work for it. But once again, unless you're disabled, elderly, or you're going through some rough times, temporary, in my opinion. Not forever, unless the two categories I said. It hypnotized you. Remember the pandemic? We got hypnotized. It got us all a little lazy. Yes, we can't get caught up in that. We're meant to work. It's good for your mind. Good to put food on the table for your family. Not to depend on SNAP benefits. You think Trump is hard. I'm just common sense. It's just common sense. Certain categories of people need it, and they deserve it. Veterans need it if they're disabled. Anybody's disabled. Maybe you're 67 years young, and you're set on $1,100 Social Security, and it's not enough, and you can't work. You deserve it, Medicaid. You deserve it. Absolutely. But if you're 24 years old, 34 years old, and you got 2 arms and 2 legs, thank God, every day, and you get off your ass and go to work. There's jobs. You can do it. Use your mind. Everybody's created in one way or another. Go self-employed. Whatever it might be. It's bullshit. People will take advantage. So, but we need to work on a better healthcare system. That's for sure. All right. Anyhow, it's looking more promising for those who are coming in late on this live. We've been on almost an hour. The $2,000 dividend tariffs checks, all likelihood, Donald Trump, President Trump is using the words promising. So it looks like we'll probably receive it. When? I don't know. Who will receive it? I don't know. Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. We should always celebrate Veterans Day. Never, ever forget the vets who fought for this country. Sometimes we should have put aside Donald Trump on both sides and say the vets. It should be about the veterans. Because presidents come and go, but veterans don't. So, God bless. Appreciate all the likes. If it's your first time here, let us know where you're coming in from. The people that are saying, get a job and all that, those are people who are lazy, no confidence, no self-esteem. I pray for you. Lost in so many ways. Don't believe in yourself. And that's 90% of those ridiculous comments. You know that and I know that. Let's continue. Where's your wig hat? Tonight we're going to keep the veterans hat on, but I got it right out here. But tonight it's about the veterans. Thank you, Lemon J. What's going on in Maine? So I was in Maine about a month ago, and I'm not just saying this because you said Maine. What a beautiful, beautiful area. Great lobster, great clams, raw clams, steamed clams, and nice hospitality. I felt very welcome in Maine. A little bit like South Jersey where I'm from. So shout out to Maine. And lots of blue collar support Trump in Seattle, believe it or not. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that a lot of, I heard that. And shout out to Seattle, a place I haven't been yet. Great coffee, good fish, and not a good football team. I'm only kidding. I'm an Eagles fan. But I heard that. Sorry, I had to throw that in there, Seattle. Sorry about that. Shout out to Seattle. They have a good football team. There's Trump supporters everywhere. You'd be surprised. I love Trump with a heart. Pauline. Me too, Pauline. Me too, my friend. Do I believe in Trump? Yes. Is Trump God? No. Is Trump perfect? No. Has Trump fumbled? Yes. But Trump is doing better than most presidents in our lifetime. And he's using the words promise for $2,000. That's pretty damn good. But people will get it. And they'll call him, it was only $2,000. What did Biden give? In a time, gats. Why didn't we get more? More. All of a sudden, the tariffs, they don't work. They're working. Let me give you a number. Where's my notes? Trump tariffs made $142.2 billion. That's crazy. It's working. It's not working fast enough to end income tax. So, Trump's confident it will. I don't know. But I like how he's positive, and I like that he's trying to work on helping American people and knock down the deficit for our kids, our grandkids, or if you don't have kids, our future, right? I like that. No? Yes or no? That's good. That's good. UK needs Trump. Yeah, they need somebody like that. You're right. Trump's working for the world, though. Talk about 50-year mortgages. I don't like it. Is that no? And guys, I don't think anybody should do any kind of refinance right now and go back to a 30. If you have 10 years or less and you're at an interest rate of 5%, 4%, or 6%, don't refinance. Right. Oh, easy for you to say I need my money. No, because I'm confident that inflation will get down, right? And I'm confident that interest rates for mortgages anyhow will get down around 4%, 3%. You will see it again. It might be a little off, a year away, but 50-year mortgage, no. Not even 40. 30. 15 if you can do it. 30. All right, let's go. Here comes some haters on here. Hold on. I am a Trump voter, but Ciccarelli in New Jersey lost. It's clear what? It's what? Ciccarelli lost. It's clear MAGA is no longer a winner strategy. I disagree with that, politically motivated. But thank you for your comment. I disagree. I'm from Jersey. I was in Jersey. I'm in Vegas now. I was there during that time. He messed up. Ciccarelli. His wording wasn't good. He it was too much knocking his opponent. I forget who it was. And he's too much about talking about, was it Phil Murphy? He didn't, to me, I was hoping Italian Republican, but he didn't use the right language. And I don't. Hey, thank you for that donation. Yeah, I hear you. Go MAGA. Thank you. And I expected he would lose. I expected Virginia to go Democrat. That was not a shock to me. Okay. I was shocked that Ciccarelli wasn't going to be a little closer, but yeah. No, I think you said something about the MAGA. No, he's not even close to MAGA. I mean, he has a lot of good thoughts. The highest property taxes, second highest in gasoline taxes. If I pick my house up right here and go back to New Jersey, I'm paying $5,000 more. He had the right talk, but it was too much blame. He had no chance. All right, let's continue. If I ran, I would have won easy. Just kidding. All right, I can't run. I'm not in Jersey anymore. Am I afraid of midterms? Absolutely not. The Democrats have a 0.1% chance to win. Before they shut down 41 days, they had a 10% chance to win. Now it's 0.0%. They have no chance. The party is finished, and they're probably finished for 28 as well. They'll get it together. It's going to be a while. Unfortunately, they've proven many, many times, ladies and gentlemen, that they don't care about the American people. They don't care about Democrats, Republicans. They don't care about illegals. They're using them. They made it clear. They don't care, okay? And they proved it on the shutdown, okay? So, no, they have no shot at all. Remember me saying that. And it's a shame. What do you mean it's a shame? You're a Republican. You're conservative because you want competition. Competition's good, but there's no competition. And the party's all over the place. Because I used to say one thing the Democrats did good versus the Republicans is Democrats stick together. When you have the View calling out Chuck Schumer, I apologize, to resign, they're all over the place. When they're all over the place, they're going backwards. They're not working out anything that can help the deficit. They don't have any clue that can work better than tariffs. They want to open up the borders. They made it clear. No, they will not win the House. And to win the presidency, I'll be a little conservative, maybe a 20% chance. It would have to be somebody to come out of somewhere and be a moderate, act like a Republican. I don't know. It cannot be someone like Gavin Newsom, AOC, Cory Booker. That's socialism. Cannot go that way. So it would have to be somebody very unique in their own way, he or she, and maybe I don't see him winning over Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance. One or the other, or some other Republican. Tariffs are illegal. No, they're not. Next question. How could anybody be possibly against tariffs? I don't see it. Not because he's going to give $2,000 out. Not because of that. I'm not saying that. How could you want to get ripped off by other countries for 40 years? Let me ask you that. You think it's right to get ripped off? How would you like if you've been working for 40 years and you had your cousin or a friend ripping your bank account for 40 years? Would you like that? I don't think so. The old way was not working. The new way is working. If anybody has a better thought on tariffs that will work, I'm all for it. Trump's all for it. Think of something. Trump's stimulus. Trump's rebate. Tariffs with his big face with a cigar like this. Just like that. Trump's rebate. The best president ever. He won, get over it. He won on a first round Mike Tyson knockout. Kamala, won't see her no more. And Gavin Newsom's making a fool for himself. He doesn't help the homeless people. He hurts the homeless people. All right. He tries to act like Trump. He tried a podcast. We got more views on here than we do that he does. I'm only joking, but he's horrible. AOC, no shot. All right, let's continue. Favorite president? Donald Trump, without question. I didn't even hesitate. Thank you for the memberships, by the way, all the green. By the way, 100% of the donations go to help out the homeless and the struggling Americans here in Las Vegas. So thank you for all the members and donations, and like and subscribe. Without hesitation, Trump's the best in this order. Trump number 1, Reagan number 2, and I'll put Clinton number 3. However, Clinton and Hillary is under investigation right now. More to come. I want to get more information on that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Something with the Clinton funds. We'll see how that. I like to get the facts, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But yeah, those are my presidents. But you know why? Because they help Americans. But I don't think Ronald Reagan or Clinton is anywhere close. Oh, Adrian, renewing. Haters keep driving up our numbers. 1 month. Shout out, high five, fist bump to Adrian. Love the comment. Drive it up. Bring it up. Will Trump run in 28? No. He's already said no. Can he run a third term? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. He will not. It will be, I'm telling you right now, Marco Rubio. I know a lot of you love J.D. Vance. I do too, but it'll be Marco Rubio. All right, let's continue. Unless the Republicans screw everything up. If they screw everything up, then we have a problem. C-Dub, thank you so much for the membership. High five, fist bump. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate my friend. Yes, C-Dub. Thumbs down on Rubio? That's fine. That's your opinion. A lot of haters. But how many mega we have in here? Huh? How many mega? How many are Americans? How many believe in America? There's beautiful countries out there. Nothing better than the United States of America. Huh? Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. God bless. AOC for President 28. Thank you for the donation. I don't think so. But I will say this, and thank you for the donation. I'm serious. Thank you. That's your opinion. I don't think she can do it at all. I really don't. I'll tell you why in a minute. Whoa! Dropping a bomb. C-Dub, Trump, Mega, pound 28. Whoa, dropping a 99.99. Thank you so much for helping support this channel and sponsor today. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. Dropping a bomb. Very nice. Very, very nice. As far as AOC, you know, some guys and women think she's attractive, maybe. I will say this. She plays the game well. She's very good with social media, younger generation. But I don't think she has a shot. She might have a shot in the Senate. I just don't. I don't see it. Thank you. C-Dub, thank you. As far as the Epstein files, we talked about this many times, but I'll tell you one time tonight. Only one time. Okay? Look, the Democrats had all the chance they did to release the Epstein files. FBI, they did nothing. They had nothing on Donald Trump or nothing on Bill Clinton either. Okay? And I feel, and it's a shame, that these poor young ladies who are growing up, they deserve the answers. And I feel you, and I'm with you. So finally, Pam Bondi fumbled it a few times. I agree. I say it as it is. Put them out there. It might not what you want to hear, but the Epstein files are out there. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate that. Thank you. The Clutch. Thank you. The Clutch. Appreciate it. That's all the Democrats can say is Epstein files, Hitler, and all this other stuff. Laughing Disco. Shout out, Adrian, the Bee Gees, Disco, Donna Summers. Disco years. Thank you, Adrian. All right, read a few more comments here. How's my grocery prices? Better than Biden. Beef is still up. But that's a whole nother problem. We could talk about that tomorrow. There's something I want to investigate with beef. Beef. There's more in those files against the Democrats, or they have been released. Yeah, C-Dub in New Jersey. Once again, thank you for that donation. I know you're saying, but thank you. I appreciate it. And we forward that to the homeless. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've talked about them many times. They had nothing. They had nothing on Trump. And not because I voted for Clinton. They had nothing on him either. They had nothing. There was nothing there. Now, could there be a senator or somebody out there that, you know, they don't want to release? That's a whole nother ball game. But yeah, if they had something on Trump, C-Dub or everybody on here, when Kamala was losing, and she had about a month ago, wouldn't it have been a perfect time and say, we got information that Donald Trump was at the Epstein file getting a massage? No. No. So they had entertained Ungats information on probably any president. I know most people want to hear that and hoping, but they had nothing. There's nothing there. I agree. One more time, I'm going to wrap this up with the Epstein files. I agree that there's some names on there that they should expose, but they're not what we think, in my opinion. My nose has shit on it. Clean it off for me, please. Thank you. Kind of funny, though, right? Kind of funny. Adrian, thank you so much for that donation, all your donation. Let's go, haters. We love traffic. Make America great again. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate you. Thank you for all your donations, and I know you're going like that as well. Appreciate you, my friend. Now, I got to fix my tripod. It's driving me nuts, so hold tight. Is that better? I don't know if that's better or worse. All right. Trump is not Israel first, but thank you for your comment. Look, Trump is going to go down at people 20, 30 years from now. They'll be making movies out of this, okay? That he'll go down on unbelievable president and go down as probably the best president. I mean, right behind, I guess you can arguably say Lincoln and George Washington, and maybe you can throw in Eisenhower, who was a 3-term president, right? But Trump, I don't think we're going to see. J.D. Vance will be good. Marco Rubio would be good, and some others, right? But I don't think you're going to see anybody has balls like Donald Trump. No Democrat, no Republican. Okay? You'll have some that are different. Sure. You're going to have some that are going to come up with something, maybe a better health care. I don't know. They'll be unique, but you'll never have anybody has balls and works for free. You know, making the ballroom better, right? That was on the East Wing. That was offices, right? Ending 8 wars. Closing the borders. Common sense, right? That's all common sense, right? Most of us believe that we have to have borders closed, right? Doing everything for us. Giving sounding like we're going to get a $2,000 rebate check, right? And we haven't seen everything yet. Negotiator, businessman. They fear him. Other countries fear him. Making Europe better. Making American better. Money being exchanged. Peace through strength. Peace through strength. Now, has he hit a couple bumps? Absolutely. I'd rather have a few bumps than an earthquake run by Biden administration committee that was run by Pocahontas 100% and Joe Biden. Biden did not run this country, and Barack Obama. Okay. Barack Obama, second worst president. Okay. Not Jimmy Carter. Second worst president. All he was a salesperson talker. He did nothing for the American people. Zero. Absolutely nothing. Just a swift talker. That's it. He was good at that. I'll give him that. He was good at that. And it's his fault we're in a It's his fault that we had 41 days of a shutdown that was all for nothing. All for nothing. What a shame. Think about that when you go to vote. The Democrats and Chuck Schumer, that the Democrats are calling his ass out to resign, be fired. Shut it down because of him hating Trump and this Obama care. That's shit. And how many people suffered? All right. Obama passed him. Obama didn't do shit. He gave out $25 a month for unemployment when he crippled the economy. Okay? You want to talk about Obama? The worst of the worst. Absolutely, Lemon J. Obama gave out free phones. That's what he did. You want a free phone? Come pick it up. That's what he did. He helped orchestra opening the borders. He's all part of that. Ladies and gentlemen. But he talked a good game. See, the difference between him and Bill Clinton talked the game, but he produced. Money was being exchanged. Economy was doing good. He was in the middle. You know, I voted for him one time. So, but by the way, they're getting investigated. We'll see what the truth is on the Clintons now. Clinton Foundation. Trump won, get over it, like my moderator said. King Trump. Godfather Trump. Whatever you want to call him. But we don't have kings in America. Yeah. Thank you for that donation. C Corp Alpha. Why give Argentina $40 billion with a B? Starving families in America. Appreciate your donation. Why did the Democrats give trillions of dollars for a war in Ukraine and money for condoms in Sesame Street? Useless money that wasn't spent here in America. Why? Why? Why do the Democrats continue not to help Americans out? Help us starving Americans out. Give the people who are eligible for Medicaid and SNAP benefits here, not for illegals. Why are we spending wasteful money? And this goes for Republican presidents in the past as well. Bush, help Americans out. You want to talk about Argentina, but thank you for the donation. Why do I think it's okay to speak? Because I want to speak. It's my channel. Next question. Amen. Donald Trump saves Democrats. Yep. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, saving his life. Otherwise, we would have had Nikki Haley as president. Because Nikki Haley would have went ahead. Remember her? Ambassador. I didn't like her, but I would have voted for her. She would have went ahead and been president. We would have been okay at best, but we wouldn't be where we're at now. Nikki Haley would be president. So, thank you for your donation. I answered your question. That did not add to the deficit. Term limits in Congress, I agree. 100%. Both sides, Republican, Democrat. We need term limits. Absolutely. 100%. The question is 4 years, 2 years, not 40 years, not 50 years, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Combined together, 90 years, they've done nothing. Absolutely, Adrian. Keep sending the files. We'll take it. Thank you. Keep sending it. Trump never, what the hell, I'm not even going to read that comment. I was ready to read it. Need an age limit for president as well. No more over 70 should be president. You know, yes or no? Because Trump is 79. And stay with me. Let me look you in the camera. Ready for this? Bernie Sanders. Stay with me, please. He's a piece of shit. Stay with me. But he believes in his own bullshit. He has energy, right? So, I don't know. And Trump is doing a Trump is wanting to Trump is act like a 20-year-old. Governor Newsom is your next. Thank you for your donation. I really mean that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Gavin Newsom has no chance. Sorry to say that. He's trying to be the tough guy. Here's how Gavin Newsom can win. Gavin Newsom would have to work on better ideas with Donald Trump. He needs to kiss Donald Trump's ass. He needs to show on how California could be better. He needs to listen to Trump. The fires. It wasn't his fault. Fires come. But President Trump went there in his first term and said, hey, I believe it was Australia, how they can moist down the fires. If he listened to Trump, plays the game, comes opposed with some things, but he's trying to be the tough guy. He tried a podcast. No, I actually think AOC would have a better shot than Gavin Newsom. That's pretty bad, right? He has no shot. The only person can win as the Democrat is somebody who has balls to stand up to the party and work as a moderate Democrat and debate the Republicans and work with the Republicans how to be a better president than the future Republican Party. Josh Shapiro, possible. I wouldn't vote for him, but it would take somebody who's a moderate. Joe Manchin, if he was younger, I'm just throwing some names out there. But all these socialism and these names you just mentioned, Gavin Newsom, AOC, you didn't mention, but I mentioned, have a 0% chance because their own party don't believe in them. Their own party, they turned their back. Once the Democrats opened up the borders, not just for one day, but over and over, they lost trust of them. I know. I have Democrat family members. You know, a lot of you know my mom was a Democrat. May she rest in peace. Lots of Democrat people agree. They disagree on tariffs. Right? Some think Epstein, they'll say some of that, but they all agree that borders need to be controlled and come here legally. And as Trump says, he's not opposed for people coming here legally and work here and do well. But that's why they won't win. Gavin Newsom has a 0% chance. If RFK goes back as a Democrat, he has no chance. I don't see anybody has a chance. Elizabeth Warren, 0% chance. Pete Buttigieg, no chance. Cooper, the astronaut, I believe in Arizona, 0% chance. Maybe 4%. Yeah. So if you're a Democrat, you might as well take a deep breath and hope for 2032 an outcome is better, because I don't see it happening. Gavin will try, somebody said. Well, I'm trying to lose, because if I was a Democrat, I would be very disappointed in Gavin Newsom, because he's done nothing for the homeless. And sorry, there you go. He's buried California. Actually, all governors except for Ronald Reagan has buried California. Gavin Newsom has done nothing to improve it. So appreciate that donation, Richard. Mandatory IQ test for voters registration. Democrats won't stand a chance with popular vote. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate it. More and more moderate Democrats are coming over to the conservative side. Okay? Even those who don't particularly like Donald Trump, they know that this is not working. This has a chance. We know Donald Trump's not perfect, but it has a chance. He has balls. He's a leader. He's not a follower. Followers never come on top. Leaders come on top, but they make mistakes. I'd rather have a few mistakes than a follower like Biden run by a committee with Alzheimer's stage 2, and I wish him well, and his prostate problems. I wish him well, and I mean that. So more and more Democrats are coming over. Shit, even The View. The View is calling out. I heard it all now. Even The View is calling out Cory Booker. Excuse me, not Cory Booker. Chuck Schumer. Sorry, guys. Fix my tripod. Calling out Chuck Schumer. Sorry, not Cory Booker. I don't like Cory Booker either. He's another piece of shit. All right. What we got? We a couple more here? What else we got? Any reasonable comment? Love the flag. Love the hat. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you. Ice, ice, baby. You're saying 2000 is not happening. Is there any evidence that it says the words not happening? I'm just saying. Nothing there says it's not happening. If you're just coming on, with all due respect, I just went over. He's using the words promising. Okay? And he's using that money from the tariffs that they're still short. So I don't see anything on there saying it's not happening, right? So think about what you're saying. All right. I love Trump. So do I. Trump forever, yeah. I've said this the last couple of nights, right? Marco Rubio / Trump. J.D. Vance, Trump. Whoever. Trump. Should never go away. New York voted for a loser, yeah. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. I still don't think he'll last. They won't put up with it. The New Yorkers won't. The Democrats won't put up with it. The moderates won't put up with that. As soon as they start losing their businesses, that's it with him. Yeah. The people that are for Zohran Mamdani is people that are either lazy or just really hate Trump. You know that, and I know that. Someone who says we ain't getting shit. Shouldn't you think positive? Isn't it better to feel positive in life? That we're thinking positive that we're going to get the fossils and the money. So come here, break. VIP, what's happening, my friend? Thank you for all your donation. I started a new job on Monday. Feed our people. Thank you so much. God bless you. VIP Auction Group. Loyal subscriber. Sponsoring many, many times. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. If I'm hesitating, it's this damn tripod, so I got to get a new one. Everything gets old like me. That's driving me nuts. That's better. I'll just put it there. Leave it alone. All right. All right. So, we're hearing different things on the tariffs. I'll go over this one more time. Last time. On the $2,000, I'm calling it a stimulus, rebate tariffs. Congress will still have to approve it. And then it would have to go to Supreme Court. Right now, there was $220 billion, with a B, collected from the tariffs. They are short $100 billion. So right now, according to the numbers I looked up, with all due respect to our President Donald Trump, they're short. The number they're looking for is 326. That will approve the $2,000 rebate stimulus check. Now, that could be a week from now, a month from now, 3 months. I'm hoping that's for Christmas. We haven't heard anything to that. They're short $100 billion. It would have to go to Congress, Supreme Court. But the words that Trump is using, promising, not might. Might means probably not. Promise means a promise. When you promise something, the word, the language promise means all likelihood. So, but again, I'm just reading the numbers. Now, will it hurt and contribute inflation? Absolutely. But knowing Trump, he's on his fourth chess piece, and he has another plan for a solution. I don't mean another plan 2000 after that, but a plan to bring inflation down to 3%, 2%. I like to see 0%. So are the $2,000 stimulus real? Yes, it is real. They're just waiting to get that amount. Is what I looked up. I can be off. But again, they're about $100 billion short. So once they get to that magic number of $326 billion, then all likelihood the stimulus will be out. Now, who will get them? I'm assuming he says middle class to lower end people. So middle class is usually a threshold of 75,000 lower. Anybody over might not get it or might get reduced. I don't know. We don't know. Too early to tell on that. But I mean, I'm positive. So if anybody comes on here and says it ain't going to happen or it's not going to happen, why? Shouldn't you be confident? You don't have to like Trump to receive it. But he is your president, so get over it. And he's the best president we ever had in our lifetime and top 3 overall. So that's that. All right. I'm going to read a few more, guys, and we're going to move on. Once again, like and subscribe. We are live. Once again, thank you for all the donations again. Shout out to Adrian and C-Dub and VIP Auction Group and many others who have donated today. The haters, too. We appreciate it. It's not on notice, so I appreciate it. I might disagree, but we appreciate it. We're able to forward it to the homeless people here and help out a lot to continue to help out our struggling brothers and sisters. Our Democrats, Republicans, are white or black and Hispanic, are gay or straight, whoever, will help them out. Illegals, I help them out. Wait a minute, you just said you don't support them. No, I don't want them here illegal. But if they're struggling, we do the right thing as an American, as a Republican. We help out our neighbors. So we're going to continue to do that. So thank you. Each and every donation, each and every like helps out the station. Lemon J, we made 100 likes. Last night, 163 likes, Lemon J. Woo! Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Lemon J. Haven't seen Janine. Hope all the moderators that are not on here are doing well. Hopefully each and every one of you are doing well. And God bless our veterans who fought for this beautiful country. We know Crystal's a veteran. Who else is a veteran on here? Let us know. Men and women battling for our country. Thank you, veterans. Oh, my prayers. Dwayne is having surgery on December 3rd. My deepest prayers, my prayers are strong for your son. He'll be good. He'll be good. Young and strong. Thanks for letting us know, Crystal. Tommy, I love it. Thank you for putting that in there, Tommy. The flags. No, Adrian, I'm sorry. I missed it. Let me go back. Comments are flying in here tonight. I forgot to put it on medium speed. Sorry, Adrian. Here's the Argentina stuff again. Yeah. Trump is the best, Henry. Shout out to Henry. Who's the worst president? Obvious, the committee run by Biden, Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden and Barack Obama. He's the worst. Barack Obama the second worst. And then Jimmy Carter. Those are the bottom. If you want, I'll put George Bush in. I voted for him. He was pretty bad too. I'm not just doing it to show you that. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, get some sleep, Crystal. Get some rest. Enjoy the rest of your late evening. Adrian, thank you for moderating tonight as well. Thank you, Adrian. You and Janine. You and Lemon J, excuse me, and Crystal. I miss my ex-wife. Yeah, I do. I really do. Can you find her for me? How'd you know that? It's kind of funny, though. Some are funny. They're all funny. All right. Tommy. Go find her for me. She might be shacking up with somebody. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear? No, I don't agree on that, on the immigrants. No. Chester, what's happening, my friend? I asked Trump where my ex-wife is. Trump said, I'm too damn busy. I'm trying to write checks out for $2,000. You wondering where your ex-wife is? Give me a break. But thank you for wearing that Trump cap and veterans. That's what Trump would tell me. And finish your cigar, he would say. I hear you, Chester. For those who are saying hi, welcome in. What do I think about immigration? Come here legal. Like the Italians and Irish did. It's simple. It's not that hard. Oh, Reagan? Yeah. He did good. He's up there in the top 10 presidents. He's not better than Trump, in my opinion. Andrew Johnson? Good. But Reagan's not better than Trump. In my opinion. I'm not laughing at what I just said. I'm laughing at some comments. Actually, Trump is good. Yeah, he is. Reagan's the best president we ever had? I disagree. That's my opinion. You have your opinion. You know, your opinion might be right. People might agree on that. I'm just saying I disagree based on how fast Trump is moving. Now, Trump can screw things up, and I can think differently, but that's your opinion. Reagan was a good president, but not. Yeah, Johnny, I agree. Both unique in different ways. I just feel that Trump, the way he's moving fast, and it's just my opinion. Everybody has their opinion, Yes, love my president with the heart and the flag. I love that, how you did that. Very nice. Nicely done. Thank you for putting that in the comment. J.D. Vance will be president in 28. Yeah, he's leading. I mean, if you believe in the polls out there, he's up like 70% over Marco Rubio and a couple others. I wouldn't be surprised that somebody comes out of nowhere on the Republican Party, All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give everybody about 2 minutes to say their goodbyes to those who are chatting among each other. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you like it, like and subscribe. We're live almost every night. We do take a day off time to time. Once again, thank you for all the donations on there. Thank you for subscribing, all the memberships on here. Believe in Donald Trump. I feel that the words, once again, the last time I'll say this, Trump language saying promising the $2,000 rebate checks, I think it's all likelihood to happen. There's some consequences that it could add to the inflation. But hey, struggling Americans can use it. I know most of you guys probably can use $2,000. Some would probably want to get a better car, this, that, whatever. Hey, I'm just letting you know the facts and let you know the language behind it and what I'm hearing close to some of the representatives. Once again, we help out the homeless on this channel. Check out our homeless shorts each and every day. 100% of proceeds go to the homeless people unless somebody like Crystal or Ozzy or anybody else or Adrian says, hey, go buy a cigar. I'll go buy a cigar. But we turn around and help out struggling Americans. Check them out. Put a tear in your eye, some joy in your eye. Love talking to the homeless people. I've got some new things coming up. Trying to continue to build this channel and get more and more into a nonprofit. That's my goal, not to ever stop and continue. Now, I'm going to call myself out sometimes because sometimes I forget the water. Sometimes I only have a couple bucks. I should have more ones. I call myself out. I could call President Trump out. I certainly could call out the Democrats. But all I can do is try. But I'm going to continue to try to help all Americans struggling here. Bigger and better things. Rome wasn't built one day. But I'm telling you right now, in 6 months from today, it's going to be bigger and bigger. And hopefully other YouTube channels continue. Bigger than mine. Blow it up. Smaller than mine. Continue doing good. Thank you so much, guys. God bless America. Happy Veterans Day. God bless Donald Trump. Oh, my goodness. $2,000. I'll buy some cigars. I'm only kidding. I can certainly use that to help out some of the homeless people. Probably end up giving some money to my wife. And maybe I get a new tripod. I'll see you guys later. Take care, guys. I'm out. Ciao. God bless. What's up, Cuban? Have a good night, MAGA. Take care, everybody. Take care, guys. One thing, guys. Support your other YouTube channels. Your favorites. Hit a like. Support them. Take care.